The biggest event in the Call of Duty season is just 1 week away. And here are my champs predictions on who's going to take it home. Starting off with the first matchup, we got OpTic versus Heretics, and I think OpTic is going to slam them. Heretics were a threat earlier in the season. Lately, they've just become a mid-pack team. Then we got the Paris Gentlemates versus Toronto Koi. Toronto letting Joe the Thieves go to the Gentlemates has been the biggest mistake they have ever made in their life as a Call of Duty team. I think Gentlemates is going to sweep them. Next up, we got the Los Angeles Thieves versus the Hydra Falcons. I might be a little bit biased because I am from Los Angeles, but Los Angeles Thieves have looked insane. And I think the Falcons are going to have no chance, even with the roster changes, of moving Pred down and bringing in Akula. And for our final matchup in the winners round 1, Faze Vegas versus Minnesota G2. Again, I think there's a very big mismatch between these teams, and it's going to be a complete obliteration, and I feel like there's going to be sweeps all on the map. Now our bracket is looking pretty good. We've got OpTic versus Gentlemates, Thieves versus Faze, Heretics versus Koi, Falcons versus G2. Now let's move on to winners round 2 and elimination round 1. Our first game for winners round 2 is going to be OpTic Texas versus Paris Gentlemates, and I think OpTic Texas is going to go down to the wire. Big matchup between two giants, and I'm going to have to give it to OpTic Texas just because they're coming off a major win and their vibes are high, and they got the potential to just sweep through the whole bracket like they've done it before. That would make them the first team in our winners finals. Next up, we got Los Angeles Thieves versus Faze Vegas, Draza versus Scrap, Simp versus Abizi. This is a matchup for the ages. I think one of the most entertaining matchups right now, especially because of the rivalry. I'm biting my nails, but I think it's going to go to the distance, and it's going to be a Thieves 3-2 win, making the winners final OpTic versus Thieves. Major 4 matchup, baby. Let's move on to elimination round. This is where it gets a little sad. We got Heretics versus Koi and Falcons versus G2. Heretics, I love you. I love that you speak Spanish, and I love all the players on your team, but I don't think you're beating Koi. Koi has looked still like a pretty good and decent team when they're on their day. That's being said, it could go either way, but I'm going to give it a Koi. For the final matchup of that day, we got Falcons versus G2. I can't lie, I will say I don't really care for this game. I want Falcons to win it, but I'm pretty sure G2 are going to make it. Two teams that have struggled to find their consistency. One with a recent rosters change and one with a more recent rosters change with Envoy and Aluka. I think Envoy is going to have a game, Aluka is going to struggle, and I'll take G2 over Falcons, leaving the Miami Heretics and the Hydra Falcons to be the first two teams eliminated from the bracket. Winners finals, OpTic versus Faze, elimination round 2, Gentlemates versus Koi, and Faze versus G2. OpTic versus Thieves is going to be an insane winners final, but I'm still going to give the edge over OpTic. I think that major win did everything for them to come out here and display their absolute best out of Shotzi, out of Merc, who recently started using more of the NPC, Dashi, who's been in supreme form, and Hook, who is still that UAV on the map, making them the first team to be in the grand finals, dropping Thieves to the elimination finals. And it's again OpTic to another grand finals, and it seems like it's been that theme for the whole season. Elimination round 2, Gentle versus Koi. That's the first matchup, and I'm not gonna lie, that one's good, but again, it's gonna be Gentlemates. I think Koi are gonna give a bit more of a fight this time, but Gentlemates are just better, and coming off Joe Deceives, he wants to perform against his former team, and he's gonna do it. If Insight and Kleenex could get that partnership, they could have a chance, but it's still gonna be Gentlemates for me. In Faze versus G2, I think this is where Envoy's run comes to an end, and G2's run as a whole comes to an end as well. This leaves us to the top 4. OpTic, Thieves, Faze, and Gentlemates. In elimination round 3, we have Faze versus Gentlemates. This has been a recurring matchup. I think this is going to be a very close one as well, but it all depends on how Gentlemates comes out. I think Faze, no matter what, they're going to be a championship caliber team, mostly because of that player they have on their team, Simp. In my opinion, put him on a better team and he will be the MVP of this year. But it's just not the case. This Faze team has been inconsistent. They've won Major 2, they've been top 4, but they haven't really shown any promise that they can win champs. Gentlemates, being a fairly new roster with explosive players such as Sib and Joe Deceives, I think they're going to come in here and want to win. From what I've seen in the tournament and the CDL so far, I think Faze are going to continue to be that top 3 team. and face Thieves in the Elimination Finals. Now, Elimination Finals, Faze versus Thieves. Who will fight OpTic Texas in the Grand Finals? It's gonna be a great match, probably go down to the final map. I think there's no other teams at the caliber of Thieves and OpTic right now. They're interchangeable. They're 1-2, 2-1. Faze are gonna fall to Thieves, and it's gonna be another OpTic versus Thieves Grand Finals for the chip. Will Scrap be able to win his first ring after talking so much and his absolute humiliation at Modern Warfare 2 champs against New York Subliners and Kismet? Will he finally pick up the chip he's been wanting for so long? He's been MVP caliber all season long with the AR, with and without the NPC meta. Or will OpTic go back to back Shotzi, claiming his 4th ring, becoming one of the solidified top 5 Call of Duty players of all time, no matter what any of you say? Dashy becoming a veteran on a team of youngsters leading the charge. Hook is still being criticized day to day. Imagine if he lifts up another one. And Merc, the kid, he will show it's not just a fluke. The NPC meta did not change him at all, and win another chip in his 2nd season as a full Call of Duty pro. And my answer for the winners of the 2026 season, and this is a hard choice, I am from Los Angeles, but I've been an OpTic fan forever, ever since I've watched competitive COD back in Black Ops 3. But Thieves, my hometown, Los Angeles, give me OpTic, man. Give me the back-to-back. I truly think that this entire beginning of the season, they've been the best team and have shown that they could be the best team once again. This is my list, and OpTic Texas will be your 2026 Call of Duty League champ. Who do you guys think will win?